All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating story about Oliver Owl. Now, on the surface, a story about a forest animal might seem, well, a bit simple. But as we'll see, it's actually a masterclass in breaking down exactly how we lose our time and, more importantly, how we can get it back. We're going to track Oliver's entire morning, looking at the exact minutes and the specific choices that either completely derail his progress or propel him forward. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever wasted time and almost missed out on the actual fun? Yeah, we've all been there, right? You have a plan, a destination in mind, but somehow you just get entirely distracted. This question perfectly sets up the micro-epic journey we're about to explore today. It really forces us to confront this universal truth. Time is totally finite, and how we manage the small, mundane moments literally dictates whether we get to experience the joy of the big moments. Keep that in the back of your mind as we watch Oliver navigate his morning.
Part 1, the big morning plan, stakes and slow starts.
So Oliver has a critical mission today. He's in charge of gathering fresh berries for a big noon fruit sharing party at the forest playground. His day starts out early in his cozy treehouse. But how does it actually begin? Well, with exactly one big ticking alarm clock loudly announcing the start of the day and one wide, very sleepy yawn. Now, the alarm sets the baseline, right? It's that initial call to action. But as we all know all too well, acknowledging the alarm and actually getting moving are two very, very different things.
Part 2, facing distractions. Where does the time go?
Okay, let's trace this timeline really carefully because this is where things get interesting. At 0 minutes, his intention is crystal clear. Start getting dressed. Oliver figures finding his boots is going to take, maybe 2 minutes tops. But suddenly, boom, we are at the 10-minute mark. Why? Well, because instead of just getting dressed, he decides to play with his toy blocks. By the time he actually needed his boots, they were completely buried. This right here is a textbook example of time blindness. A totally planned 2-minute task just morphed into 10 completely lost minutes of searching. And so, Oliver realizes a really crucial point right here. When we waste time looking for lost things, we miss out on playtime. That is the absolute core of his morning struggle. Disorganized chaos doesn't just, create a messy room, it actively steals our time for the things we actually want to do. The friction of his unorganized environment has now put his noon deadline in serious jeopardy. All right, so finally, getting his boots on, he zips out the door. 3 fast flaps of his wings bring him soaring frantically over the tall green treetops toward the riverbank. You can really feel the urgency here. This number 3 perfectly represents that panic-induced catch-up mode we enter when we realize, oh no, I'm running late. He is literally expending extra energy just to compensate for those 10 minutes he lost playing with toy blocks. And this brilliantly illustrates the clash of choices once he actually reaches the berry bushes. On one side, we have his primary mission, picking the juiciest berries. On the other side, immediate environmental distractions. Instead of rushing to pick the fruit, he gets distracted by a shiny pebble. I mean, we've all been there, right? And if that wasn't enough, 4 colorful dragonflies buzz right past him, tempting him to play tag. It is the ultimate test of long-term focus versus immediate short-term gratification. Moving into part 3, finding the flow, focus and organization. So 5 whole minutes dramatically tick away while Oliver is just standing completely still, daydreaming near the bushes. But then it hits him. He remembers the noon bell for the party. He realizes he's spending way too much time off task, so he quickly shakes his head, almost physically breaking that spell of distraction. This 5-minute mark is the critical turning point. It's where he shifts his entire mindset from totally distracted to hyper-focused. And once that focus is locked in, the results are immediate. Working with absolute, steady focus, he drops 6 juicy red strawberries straight into his woven basket in practically no time at all. Plop, plop, plop. This really highlights a profound productivity principle. When we actually strip away the dragonflies and the shiny pebbles, the actual execution of our goals is incredibly fast. The rhythm of focused work will literally always outpace a fractured attention span. But hey, speed isn't the whole shebang, right? Quality and structure matter just as much. To prevent spills and manage his load on the way back, he takes a quick moment to organize. He uses these exact steps, placing the strawberries on the bottom, and then nestling exactly 7 plum blueberries neatly right on top. He's not just working fast anymore, he is working smart. It proves that a little upfront organization goes a really long way in making sure your cargo is secure. Capitalizing on this awesome momentum, Oliver optimizes his return trip. Instead of taking the long, winding path around the big boulder, he remembers a secret shortcut through the meadow, saving incredibly valuable walking time. And honestly, because he's no longer stressed out of his mind, he actually gets to enjoy the process, jogging happily past 8 bright yellow wildflowers. Focus hasn't just saved his timeline, it's vastly improved his actual experience of the journey.
Which brings us to part 4, the reward. More time for friends.
Oliver dashes into the forest clearing right on time, just as the party is beginning. He isn't late at all. And waiting for him are 9 happy forest animals, cheering and clapping when he arrives with his fresh basket. This right here is the social payoff. He fulfilled his responsibility, he beat the noon bell, and now he gets to share in the immediate positive feedback of his community. As Oliver finally sits down to enjoy the wonderful feast, he realizes this fundamental, core truth. Saving time and staying organized equals more time for fun, games, and sharing. Because he managed his time so well after that initially slow start, he essentially purchased his own freedom. Efficiency isn't just about doing more work. It's about buying back your time for the things that truly matter in life. At the feast, he gets to enjoy the ultimate reward. He managed to save exactly 10 sweet berries, specifically set aside to share with his best friend at the very end of the party. It's this beautiful, tangible representation of a job well done. He completed the task with enough care and abundance to create a special moment of connection. And that was all made possible by his decision to just snap back into focus over at the riverbank. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to consider for your own daily routine. If you stay focused today, what will you do with your extra time? Will you play? Rest? Maybe connect with a friend? Oliver's journey clearly shows us that the minutes we save by ignoring the dragonflies in our lives are entirely ours to keep. I really hope this story inspires you to reclaim your own lost minutes and find your flow today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.